don't wanna be an American idiot.
I will agree with you that government is really inefficient. The problem is, I don't trust the private sector either, because the
I agree
idea
with you there.
that all of a sudden,
I think there is much more to look at why the change is abruptly happening. As you mentioned, the rail industry or rail used to be the primary mode of transportation.
Right.
But if you look back, the oil and gas lobbying that started back in the days, you had to basically scrap all the railways and put more vehicles on the road because you wanted to sell more oil and gas and more cars, because that's what driving the market right now.
So that-
And yeah,
That's the Rockefeller days.
the Rockefeller days,
those are the
exactly.
days. We should look at the motives behind rather than just thinking about like if this is really a smart move to do.
ExxonMobil, perfect example. You know, known since 1966 that climate change was a thing. Have papers, research the whole thing. Like, yeah, no, this is gonna happen. What did they do? It was like, well, we could plan for this thing that's gonna happen.
But they
That
invented-
Billy right there looking real nice, so we're just gonna take that for 50 years, 60 years before we actually start saying, well, maybe. We know this thing is going to happen. We spend billions of dollars every year in R&D, not towards improving technologies or scaling them, but towards literally doing the thing that we know is bad. I guess for me, just to get to the point, the private sector cannot and does not act based on market incentives, because markets are also inefficient. We've got these
that's
weird
because we
market.
subsidize the markets. This is government interference yet again. Like, if we didn't have the government coming in and saying, hey guys, you're too big to fail because you provide a public good, public utility, which is important. I'm not neglecting that
Right.
fact. But it's not saying like, hey, we should be holding these people accountable before they get there.
That's fair.
And it's the problem is the scale and the size of these large companies that, you know, they have the ability to have really cheap costs because they don't deliver the goods or services that they say they're going to the way they say they're
Right,
going to.
but
Tell you what, like since you mentioned the gas example, it is perfect example how industry wants to keep on making money without and underlying over the other facts that the side effects it can
Yeah.
cause. So like as we all know, there are different grades of gasoline that you can buy at the like right high octane, low octane, and like ethanol. So high octanes are supposed to work better and efficient when it comes to pollution, right?
Right.
Why are we not making the engines in order to make everything fit for the high octane engine? Because there is a price difference between high octane and the regular gasoline that we use. That they want to charge anything that they want, but the actual price difference in the manufacturing is probably 5 to 8 cents.
So it's a marketing thing.
It's a marketing
Wow.
thing, right?
Are you
It's fi-
shitting me?
It's
That's
5 to 8
so
cents.
fucking
You could have made that accessible to the globe. Hey, this is the best
Brilliant
gasoline you
marketing
want to
scheme.
use, but no, we don't want to, because we can make infinite amount of money just charging you because we don't understand.
In the 4 P's of
Exactly.
marketing, this is called price.
For my capstone in chemical engineering, one of our projects was to figure out, you know, how to chemically get what you need to make gasoline, high octane, whatever.
Yeah.
And we also had to calculate the cost for it, and it was not.
Yeah,
It wasn't
it's
that
insignificant,
much more
it's just
expensive,
nothing,
or
wow.
yeah, it
How
was.
about that?
And the government subsidizes this?
but
I think
that's why you have to look at the motive why